Hi, it's Dan Callis over at Keller Williams Realty, Callis Real Estate. We are here in Waukesha. That's where I live. And I just experienced something that every person that lives in Waukesha knows about right now. It's that stinking construction, which got me to thinking, what do we like about Waukesha and what don't we like about Waukesha? So we're going to run a top 7 list of pros and cons to Waukesha. If you have any comments or things that you thought I missed in regards to whether you like Waukesha or you hate Waukesha, let me know down in the comments below. So let's start off with number 1. Number 1 pro living in Waukesha is got to be the amount of parks. Now, I live in the rural area of Waukesha in the village, and I got a great park just to the west of me called Fox River Park. That park I utilize regularly. Now, I know it doesn't look like it, but I go on a walk and a run pretty much every day, and the trails are great. Very good atmosphere. It's right along the river, and that's actually the number 2 reason that I like about Waukesha is the river. Fox River runs straight through downtown Waukesha and all the way out, empties into Tishkin Lake. So one of the things that I like about that river is that during the spring and summer, you can fish. You can fish for some big muskie if you want. You know what I'm talking about, right? Or you can get the bass, the smallmouth. They're in there. You just got to fish for them. And one of the things that's also in there, carp. Not a big fan. Don't really like catching them. Don't even eat them. So that may be a con. I don't know. Number 3 is the restaurants. Now, Waukesha downtown has a great pool of restaurants that I go to frequently. I really enjoy them. We got some Mexican, we got some bar food, we got some upscale joints, got some sushi. It's all there. Check it out. If you want some recommendations, let me know. I'll let you know where you can go. The other thing, number 4, I think we're at, is the pools. I mean, I know it's part of the parks, but we got 2 really nice pools. Buckner just went through a revitalization. I don't know that you call it that. They actually tore the whole dang thing down, and they put in a brand new pool. It's great. It was around last year, and this year it opens, I believe, on Memorial Day. And the pass, relatively cheap. I think it's $150 for a family of 4, so check it out. Number 5, well, we don't live in Milwaukee. And what I mean by that, it's not a slight on Milwaukee, because if you want to go to Milwaukee, you can get there in like 20, 25 minutes. If you're on the south side, you take 43 straight down. You're there in about 25 minutes. And if you're in the north side, you take 94 straight in, about 20 minutes too. So we're close to Milwaukee, but we're not in Milwaukee. And a lot of people like that. Lastly, subdivisions, right? If you're anything like me, subdivisions have some pros and cons to it, but it's a pro because they've done some really good developments with subdivisions and people love them. They're further west because that's where the subdivisions were established because of, obviously, growth. So those are my top 5, 6, 7 reasons why Waukesha is great. Now let's talk about the cons. Now, you may have more cons. I don't know, let me know. But my number one, if it was a draft pick, this would be the all-time stinking train, man. That train, gosh. I don't live too close to it, but I live close enough. And I know friends that live 2 miles, 3 miles away from it, and they can hear the dang train every single day. It's like that thing goes off like clockwork. It's almost though it's on schedule. So at night I hear it, in the morning I hear it, but I've been here about 7 years, and, well, I've gotten used to it. But it's still a con, right? Number 2, and like I said, we're not Milwaukee. Waukesha does not really have nightlife. It seems like it becomes a ghost town. The downtown area becomes like a ghost town. After like 9 o'clock, there's like nothing to do. Now, I know some restaurants stay open, some bars stay open, but it's really not a really happening scene. And if you want that, again, go to Milwaukee. And it's fantastic. Now, I'm getting kind of old. Not really my club scene anymore. So to me, that's a con, right? That, well, actually, it's a pro because I don't go. one of the cons that I hear people talk about, but for me, kind of more on that positive, it's rural. We live in Waukesha, and it's still agricultural. And so throughout the year, now I'm not talking about being in the city, I'm talking about the outskirts where I am. Spring, tractors. People are plowing their fields, tilling the soil, getting it ready. Fall, harvest. Getting all that hay up, getting it prepared. So we got tractors and heavy equipment for farms regularly during the spring and the fall. Number 4, we're not really close to much. I mean, we kind of are, but we're not. Like, it takes forever to get places. Now, my grocery store used to be the Century, if you know where I'm talking about, over on St. Paul there, but they closed it down. It's gone. So now I got to go to Pick and Save or Meijer, which is okay, but it's a little bit longer. And that leads us to number 5. It's tough to get places. Now, if you're like me, growing up in Milwaukee, everything was a grid system. Everything was like labeled 44 south, 12 west, or whatever it was. You knew where you were going. Here in Waukesha, no rhyme or reason to anything until you've been there a long period of time and you remember the streets. Now, thankfully, we got a thing called the phone with GPS, and it's really helped a lot of people. So it's a con, but because of the phone, it's kind of more neutral. And then lastly, stinking corners, man. 5 corners right in downtown. When Delafield and those other streets all converge off of Highway F there, that's crazy. It's just overall a challenge to get through Waukesha. And maybe that's why people love it. So let me know what you think about my pros and my cons. Talk to you soon.